Okay, parents, one of the things we've already talked about is how Warrensburg-Latham Community Unit School District really wants to communicate with you. And one of the ways we're going to do that is using Google Classroom. So hopefully your students have already gotten familiar with Classroom. That's where your students can find announcements, assignments, and everything that they're going to do for the class. Now, let's talk about adding you guys in as another important player in the Google Classroom environment. So, let's talk about a couple things. First things first, it would be nice in some senses if you could see everything that was available in your child's Google Classroom. But that's not the way Google Classroom is set up. The only way you can see all the things that your child sees in Google Classroom is to sit down with them together and use their name and use their login to make sure that you can see everything that they're doing in the classroom. And I encourage you, as a parent, sit down with your child and go through it. But there are other ways that you can get at least some information and maybe a little bit more digestible on a weekly basis. That's going to be through a Guardian summary. Now, what are Guardian summaries? They're very basic. In fact, what we can do is just look at this example. This imaginary student has a class for U.S. history, they have American literature, and they have marine biology. Now, if they have more classes than these three, and you don't see the summary, you can simply request that the teacher turn that summary on so that you can see it on your child's report. Now, a couple things that the summary shows. It always shows missing work, upcoming work, and class activity. Now, it's not going to show you every single detail. Again, that's why it's a summary. But the biggest thing is, if a teacher emails you an invitation to receive Guardian summaries, you have to accept. So you need an invitation from the teacher. But here's the nice thing. Once you've accepted an invitation for summaries from a Google Classroom, it means you should be receiving all of the summaries together, so you don't have to ask each teacher for that summary. Now, what we can do though is show what is some of the information that you're going to get. Well, if there's no activity to report for the given time, or whether there's something that needs to be done, the big things you're going to look for is that missing work and that due work. Those are the big things that you're going to want to take a look at. Now, there might be other announcements, there might be other things of interest to you, but this is a great, easy way to see at least a snapshot of what's going on in your child's class. But if you want to see all the details, again, you're going to need to work with your child and go in using their login. All right, guys, thank you very much. Our goal is to be partners with you in this process.